Hey, it's Colin, and I just wanted to give a quick heads up because I said I would in the intro to this series. This episode involves some death of children, nothing that is horribly grotesque or gratuitous in my mind, but if that bothers you, just so you know, that will be in this episode. On to the intro. Begin recording. Project Report 15. Prior to this point, finding compatible pieces for TKR has been slow and random at best. The martyrdom framework defies our methodology, rejecting parts seemingly for no reason. Some of our best engineers were unable to identify compatibility. Even factory new components fried themselves out during our initial tests. It was by luck, or perhaps the hand of the prophet herself, that we found a way forward. I had brought in my 10-year-old son and showed him the project, described how we were looking for the right pieces to complete our Guardian. In a stroke of divinity, he reached down into a scrap pile and pulled out an innocuous piece, a damaged field converter from the scrapyard. He held it up towards the chained body of TKR and spoke to me. "He likes this one," he said. We tested the piece, and sure enough, the martyrdom framework accepted it. Soon after, my other coworkers began to bring in their younger relatives too. Construction began to speed ahead. I am pleased to let you know that TKR is on track to being complete, but I must say, I am excited for this project to be over. The children are changing. In our psychic communion, when they attend, I feel a darkness spreading out from them. Images of dark blood on a white sheet, and beneath the sheet, familiar shapes. And recording. Right, so quick recap. Last time you were sent alongside the Bone Pickers to neutralize a clusterist assembly facility, as well as retrieve some intel which might be present inside that facility. Hex and Joseph infiltrated the facility successfully and noticed a couple of things. One being that there was this huge frame in the center of the facility being assembled by this group of children. And Geist, through the footage, you recognized that this frame was being built with what you thought were pieces from the Virtue Martyrdom, which is very concerning. Shortly after infiltrating, the Clusterists were put on high alert, and the outside team, Loyal and Geist, began an assault on the facility alongside the Bone Pickers. Meanwhile, inside, Hex and Joseph narrowly escaped capture and managed to talk their way inside the office where the intel was being held. And where we left off, I was detailing to you what intel you could grab a hold of right now. You had 4 options, which were 1, a map of some locations in the West City where clusterist bases may be. 2, a document detailing the use of pieces of martyrdom to build a new frame. 3, a stack of flyers outlining some temporary housing in the river valley for clusterists. And 4, a document discussing the clusterist deal with an organization called Gold House. And Hex, you need to decide now which of those you want to take, because you only have time to grab one right now.
Yeah, they all seem good. I think the martyrdom one is the one Hex is going to take.
Okay. Further complication I'm going to give you is that a handful of children enter the room. They all kind of look a little out of it. They look like they've been working really hard. Like, these are those kids that were on the factory floor, and they are going to start assisting with burning this stuff. And they move fast. They move almost robotically. They're like little machines. Not that they are machines. It's just, they're child workers.
Of course.
The children yearn for the mines.
So outside, Geist, you have been caught up in some barbed wire and left pretty vulnerable. I think, unless you have a problem with it, I think the Bone Pickers have dropped in now on the other side.
Yeah, I think we got to go loud. This is already fucked. We got to just save what we can.
Yeah, you see Mahogany Cola's mech drop down. Very cool looking mech. It's got two giant revolvers because he's a cowboy. I'm not ashamed.
And what's that on his head?
It's a giant robot cowboy hat, okay? And he starts going to town on these tiny frames. You see them like just go off, and the two other frames are there, and then some of their infantry are pushing in as well. What are you two doing outside? Loyal, you're pretty close now to the building, and Geist has been caught up in this wire spool.
I know what I'm gonna do, but maybe if Loyal wants to go first, he can.
Yeah, I was thinking that the group of frames that I saw outside, the bone pickers are going to be advancing to flank them, I'm assuming. But they're not here yet.
They're coming from inside, and it seems like they're coming towards you.
Wait, the bone pickers are coming from inside?
No, sorry. The martyrdom people are coming from inside. The bone pickers are on the opposite side of the refinery. Sorry, not refinery. It's not a refinery. Opposite side of the scrapyard. They're shooting like a lot of the frames that are outside. Like some of them have started booting up, and some people have started leaving from the back as well.
Yeah, I wanted to try to do some type of like flash bang type distraction thing for anything that is outside, and then follow Geist in through his wall breaking.
Geist has not been able to break a wall. He got stuck.
Oh, well then I would help him break a wall, but I want to like try to do something to help provide backup to our bone picker friends first.
Do you have anything that works for that? Or anything you'd like to declare? How are you providing aid?
I guess I was going to shoot a flare mortar, but that doesn't that's not a flashbang. I just couldn't find like a flashbang style.
It's kind of like a cannon.
Yeah. Does that mean I should check off cannon?
If you want to have a cannon on your thing, you should. I think we can do some amount of flexibility. If you just check off like a rack of missiles or rockets, we could say you have like flashbang rockets.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be neat. Concussive.
Okay, I'm doing that. And then I guess this would be another action, but I want to help Geist break through the wall.
Well, what you can do is you can just do this as your action, and then when Geist does his turn, you can aid him.
Yeah.
Which, that's time. So why don't you roll it sounds like a bombard. You're shooting a target that is distant. I would hear other options if you think it would be something else.
Is bombard specifically distant things, or could battle work too?
Battle implies you're getting in close.
Aren't we like up on the building now, or?
It's very big. Bone picker's on the opposite side of the building, so you'd be doing indirect fire. You can roll battle. You'll have lesser effect though, which, that's up to you if you want to take -1 die for less effect.
Well, which one has better chances? Because I have 0 dots in bombard and 1 in battles, but I guess it just seems like it'd be the same.
Bombard has battle would have better chances, but if your effect is less, then it's not going to work as well if you do succeed.
That's the trade-off.
Maybe I will take my chances with a bombard roll.
All right, do you want to push yourself? You use quirks, remember. So you have plenty of quirks left if you want to push yourself.
That is true. Yeah, I'll push myself using my 360 sonar.
Cool. Is anyone helping?
I feel like Geist is busy in the wall.
Geist is stuck in the barbed wire outside of the wall right now, but theoretically he could, if the goal is just to distract, I could see an argument for him helping by firing his machine gun, basically just like in a suppressing fire sense, because he does still have that if the GM would find it agreeable.
Sure, where are you firing it?
I guess, you know what, I can't actually really see them, can I? I couldn't get something that would be able to hit from here without changing modes, and I don't think I should do that at this stage.
I mean, suppressing fire doesn't require you to hit anything. It just requires direction.
But I don't know if I can even see them is the thing, if they're on the other side of the building. And I'm like on the ground tangled in the wire explicitly at the moment.
Yeah. No, just start firing above their heads. They'll start getting scared. It's all bullets. They're always scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything. I think that Geist is in a position right now where he really can't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take
one
die from pushing myself. Risky standard.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. Yeah, a 6.
Straight up. One die.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
That's all I needed.
Yeah, you fire a beautiful arc of concussive grenades right on the other side of the building. They airburst in the air, and you give the bone pickers a heads up to, shield yourself. Don't stand where these are going. And I think they're in a much better position. They seem to have pushed in all the way now. They're inside the fence. They're on the back of the building, and they're just like kind of cleaning up right now.
Nice.
Which is good. And I think maybe they capture someone, which is useful.
Geist.
I know what I want to do. I'm going to use my new ability, and I'm going to spend one of my quirks to use my prototype fine mobility suite, which gives me both +1 die and increased effect.
Wow. Okay. So you're desperate great then, I think?
Yeah, I think so. My plan is just to basically, he's getting stuck, so he puts the fucking jet boosters into turbo drive to try and tear out of the barbed wire and through the wall. Let's see how it goes. Okay, 1 extra die. Oh yeah, and this is desperate, so I get that sweet XP. Please don't fuck me over, game. I'll be really sad. Oh, that's a success.
Very good.
Let's go.
So
And I leveled up.
Where are you trying to get in?
So I think I mentioned this before, but you said that we could see smoke billowing through windows. I'm basically trying to get to the source of the smoke. So like if I can just see one of the first windows that started filling up with smoke, I'm just gonna try and smash through it because a window represents a weak point in a building's outer wall structurally. And so I'm hoping that the fact that there's already an opening there will allow me to just basically shoulder check my way through. Because I just want to get inside and get to where they're burning stuff and force them to stop.
Yeah, the room, you can open up a hole in the wall, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a frame-sized hole. Because this is a person-sized room they're in. It's like an office.
Oh, okay, so that the office where they're burning this stuff is like an exterior-facing...
Yeah, it's like an upper-level like room. It's a window. Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
So
I mean, you could definitely like look inside of it, but you'd just be like a man reaching into a dollhouse.
Yeah. Or a man firing a See, here's the problem. I had the brilliant idea to fire an anti-infantry defense weapon into that room, but Joseph and Hex are there, and that would also probably shred the paperwork up.
Yeah.
So maybe Geist is just trying to get into the facility proper then, like into the big room where Martyrdom's gnarly ass corpse is trussed up.
Hell yeah. I mean, you do it.
I'm just gonna Kool-Aid Man through the wall.
Yeah, you push through the door, you break right through, bust in through, and you are very fast. This is great effect. So much so that I think let me frame the picture for you so you can do something cool.
Okay.
You get through the wall. In front of you is the Last Prince, which is one of the leader of Martyrdom's squad, which I have a description here for somewhere. Oh, very old. More like one of the very first frames used in warfare. Like, really ancient. This is like seeing a fucking World War I tank. And it has a big handgun and a rapier made of energy. It's like been retrofitted. And atop of its head is a thorned crown made of that same red wire that is in Martyrdom. And it seems to seep blood down over its face onto its body. And like, it's like painted that way. So you are heading right for him. I would say you can do something cool here if you want, because you're going to get like a tick against him.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just like boost into him with like the frame equivalent of like a flying drop kick? So like I basically just like turn all this momentum into a double-footed kick, and then I know it's only one tick, so it's not going to like blow him up. But just basically like kick off of him is basically just like a way to open the fight with a big, like a strong blow to try and knock him off balance, kind of.
For sure. Yeah, you do a very sick kick. There's another frame next to him, which is like a smaller one with just like a shotgun. This is an unnamed disciple of Martyrdom. You don't need to worry about him. He's a smaller clock. But you kick the Last Prince backwards into the factory floor, miraculously not splattering any children. And he goes crashing into Martyrdom's body. He just like slams into it. There's like plates fall off of his body. And so you're no longer in this cramped hallway. You've managed to carry yourself all the way to the factory floor. There are still a lot of children here on the floor around you. But you've struck the first blow, and so you're out of your desperate position. You've seized a risky position now.
Good. Was don't kill any children part of our mission objectives? I'm not even asking that as a joke. Was that something we were told to care about?
It was minimize collateral damage.
It was minimize collateral damage and don't kill any civilians. You could argue.
Oh,
yeah. That is your like the first mission, Geist. It's really up to interpretation.
Yeah, I don't think Geist is. I don't think he's gone enough yet to like want to kill children, but I also don't think he would shed too many tears about it. So it's probably good. He's not going for it by any means.
Sure. You certainly get XP for it. All I'm saying.
Reconsider.
You're cold. You're reckless. Okay, yeah. So I think we're back to the inside team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, inside team. Things are being burned. You have an in now. It's kind of becoming apparent to you that either you need to stop them burning things somehow, or you can maybe get one more thing of intel before it's all gone.
How about... Let me see what options I have. Well, if we just like flashbang the room, I don't fucking know.
You could do that. There are items for that.
Do you want to be loud, Joseph, or...
I mean, if you do, I'm like an assassin droid, right? So if you flashbang and there's smoke, I could probably see through it and just start, slicing people in the neck, and then we could just take what we can and get the fuck out of there.
Okay, let's do that. So would that fall under like flares for tools or subterfuge supplies? Maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I would say subterfuge. I would take a unusual weapon. I think it would work.
All right, let's do it.
So what is... Are you doing a flashbang?
This is a flashbang, and Hex is prepared. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of technology that he isn't as affected by it. He has good sunglasses or something. I don't know.
Sure. What are you going to roll?
Sunglasses.
Because I think this is a... I can hear your argument.
All right, this might be a reach. Can he survey for the best spot to throw it?
That's a bit of a reach.
He's got a big brain on him.
How about
I'm a fan of... Yeah, I mean, Struggle's best. But you have one in each anyways, don't you?
Yeah, I just wanted to reach.
All right. I mean, let's do Struggle.
All right. Is this desperate?
I believe I left you in a risky position.
All right.
Oh, now I'm going to push yourself around. It's raw dog in it.
I have to. I'll die.
Okay, I'm going to read you off some more intel, what you have left. You have the maps indicating some circled locations. You have the reference to the Gold House organization, which provided them with Enzyme Omicron. And then you have flyers that were encouraging clusters to leave the city titled Phase 1.
I'm thinking the Enzyme one.
Got it.
We're enzyming. And now what happened?
I'm going to take another clock to evidence destruction. I'm going to go up again. And I'm going to move you to a desperate position. Because I think you managed to swoop this piece of paper. And like you blind people. But as you do, the guards come down the hallway. And I think, Joseph, you see them first. They got their guns out. They see that you are here. The people in the room are all dazed, including the children, who will never see the same again. But the guards are here, and they have the gun pointed at you.
I was going to say, are the guards affected by the smoke? Or are they outside of the range?
They came from outside, but everyone inside the room, like the people with guns inside the room, are stunned. But the guards who were looking for you before have found you now.
Okay,
well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I probably have to get rid of the ones not dazed first, because otherwise they're just going to shoot us.
Yeah. Do you want to do that, Joseph? Do you want to go kill mode?
Stunt on these
I'd like to go kill mode, but what I was going to ask, I was going to save this for the fucking smoke, but could I use my shadow in this moment to push myself for a feat of athletics or stealth? It would have worked better in the smoke, I know.
Yeah, it depends on what you are doing. What do you see yourself doing?
I was thinking, what if I just use pounce basically on these guys, get them on the floor, and then once they're knocked down, just use my blade to slash both their necks, just immediately. It's like a spring I shoot out at these guys, and that's my feat of athletics.
To jump across the whole ass room.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a struggle.
I was gonna ask, so what does me using shadow do? Is that adds another dice?
Let me see, what does it say?
You may spend your spark to resist the consequence from protection or to push yourself for a feat. Like, that's why I was wondering, like, is it an automatic win?
Yeah, you get a free +1 die. You don't automatically win.
Oh, okay.
You get a 3+1 die or increased effect, but actually, I don't know if that's super useful here.
Yeah. So this would be not a prowl, it would be a struggle. Prowling like a tiger, jumping on these guys.
Prowl is...
That is a semantic interpretation of the word prowl.
For combat, prowl is typically only used on people who are unsuspecting. These people know you're here. If you want to go into the office and kill people who are unsuspecting, you're welcome to use prowl for that.
We're going to get murdered unless I kill these guys. All right. Well, I'm going to roll struggle with my shadow. So that's going to be +1 risky standard, right?
Yeah.
Hex could maybe help too if he has stress to spare.
No, he does not.
No.
We're both in bad place.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's
Mentally,
+2
Hex is in a bad place.
risky standard, right?
Mhm.
All right. Oof.
Success.
Boing.
Actually, sorry, it's desperate. You got an XP for that.
Fuck yeah, look at all these 6s.
Oh.
So you get an XP in the struggle category, which is...
Oh, there it is.
Prowess. You get a check in prowess.
Yeah.
Okay, you do it effortlessly. I think, like, this isn't like other RPG systems where you have to kill each person individually necessarily, unless they get a clock. So I think you kill both these people. Like,
Okay.
I think it is a beautiful fluid leap. You know, you use your shadow. It's a feat of athletics. You fucking bounce off a wall like your legs are springs, and you take them down quickly and silently. It's like they don't even get a shot off. It's that quick.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
It's very cool.
Right
You're an assassin robot, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. We use
you
one blade goes in the neck, and my elbow goes in the other guy's neck, and that's how it
Meat
goes.
bags.
You should declare a like a knife or something, just so you.
Yeah, I was
reinforce
declared
position.
gun and knife. There we go.
So
Because I did say I had a gun earlier. I cannot lie.
a man cannot lie,
I cannot tell a lie. Joseph cannot tell.
and that's where it goes. So you are actually in a pretty good position. I'm not going to tick the clock again for a little bit, because you have temporarily stopped this from going on.
Awesome.
Okay, Geist, and let's hear from
Outside
Loyal.
team.
Yeah, let's see what Loyal's got. Loyal, I'm in the building. There's a big guy here.
Yeah, there is a big guy.
There is a big
There.
guy, huh?
He's a big guy
For you.
for me.
Oh, come on.
What can I tell about this big guy for all of us?
Do you want to scan him?
Well, what does he look like first? Do I need
So
to scan him?
I'll describe his look again. He's like one of the very first frames made by humans. He's like one of those the Gen 1 models that has been like retrofitted with this newer hardware. He has a energy rapier, like a little beam rapier, and he has red wire on his head in the shape of a thorn crown, and he has a big handgun as well. And then next to him is a smaller frame, also kind of old, with a big shotgun. But this guy's the leader. This is the last prince.
What are the vibes I'm getting from both of these people? Which one, like, do I feel like I want to engage with more than the other? Which one seems more urgent?
The last prince is definitely the leader here, and you do get the more imposing vibe. And I will say, now that you're actually kind of getting closer, the vibes inside this factory are really bad. They're like really awful vibes.
It's so weird how
Like
bad
child
vibes
labor,
the War
sweatshop
Factory gives me.
vibes.
Well, one child labor sweatshop, but they volunteered for it. Who can say? But the corpse of martyrdom, which is in here, is emanating some weird energy, and you're haunted. So I think you're getting some flashbacks to Retribution a little bit. Like it's in the corners of your mind.
I have a question about the corpse of martyrdom, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like a partially disassembled robot, and it's bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a human corpse visible in it? Is the blood implicit? Because it's like fresh blood, right? So it couldn't be the blood of martyrdom, the human, because they've been dead for a long time. Does it seem like I'm asking, can we see a human corpse in the cockpit section of this partially disassembled mech, or is the cockpit still completely intact and closed?
The cockpit is open. There's no one inside of it, but the blood nevertheless drips endlessly from the red wires inside of it.
Okay, so it's the wires that are bleeding. There's not a human body there.
Not you can see now.
Okay, cool. That was just my question. Geist doesn't care. He's focused. He just sees a big target and he's got to punch it.
Just so you know. Guys doesn't care about the
Just so everybody knows.
Just so everyone knows.
I just wanted everyone to be aware. I wanted us all to be on the same page. Geist is immune to bad vibes because he is.
He is a bad vibe.
He is a bad vibe. Actually, probably loyal. I can't imagine it's very pleasant for an empath to be like with him in an enclosed space for any extended period of time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't think Loyal wants to go in. I think Loyal like activates his shield, gets his drill like revving up, and just kind of like stands there, and maybe even sends a message to Geist that's like, we have to draw them out. The quarters are too close in the building. We have to get them outside. So I don't know if he's gonna go in. Honestly, I think he's like, it's a little much.
Geist would reply something along the lines of, "We have to stop them from destroying the evidence. Get in here!" But also, he doesn't care if you do, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if there's any like long range thing I can do. Okay, here's what I would do. I want to again use my psionic amplifier, which I'm going to check off presently.
Fuck yes.
I want to make the enemies feel like they need to come out here and fight me.
Okay. You are you talking about claustrophobia? Or are you talking about like maybe make them feel like you're the bigger threat here?
Yeah, I want to make them feel angry with me specifically, and ignore the current the current situation.
Sure. So I feel like this is a sway.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, okay. You push yourself, so you take stress, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get this in addition to your benefits, or does this just allow you to do this?
Let me see.
Yeah, in addition to the normal benefits.
Yep. So what does that mean for me?
It means you're going to roll sway with either +1d or greater effect.
Let's do a greater effect, because I have 2 bots in sway.
I would love to see it. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck yes. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. Thank you so much. You're so
At least I'm a
generous.
desperate now. Get some XP, right? Silver lining.
Yeah. Sure.
There's a 1 and a 2.
Loyal. I'm so happy. Anyways, you use your psionic amplifier. You go full psychic mode, full blast, and you try to hit these guys with the rage machine, and you do hit them. You hit them. You hit Geist, and Geist, you're cold. I think you are able to resist this. I'm not going to make you turn on Loyal here.
okay.
Which is the good news. The bad news is that you hit something else.
Oh.
And that is you hit the corpse.
Oh.
Why is that bad news? I was going to probably try that anyways. Is it bad for me?
There are things which, physical damage. The body is just a vessel. But with the technology you're talking about here, it's more than that. The old broken machine starts thrashing. There's no one in it. There's no pilot.
Oh.
But it is awakening, and all the children, like beneath it, they all start writhing in the exact same way, 1-to-1 simulacra of each other. And you see them start dropping, one after the other, just collapsing to the ground, frothing from the mouth. And if this was a TV show, it'd be bad.
It'd be a cutaway, probably.
It'd be a cutaway.
Next time on.
Oh no.
And the blood that dripped from it drips in reverse, like time is rewinding, just back into the body, and it starts to a mouth forms on its broken upper head, like the metal itself gets ripped apart by the wires inside of it, and it forms like this mouth that tears free of the chains, and it grabs the last prince, the frame of martyrdom, and it starts eating it just in front of you, tearing it limb from limb, just consuming it. And you see there's like blood doesn't come out of a robot, but the Last Prince, which is just a frame, like there's nothing supernatural about the Last Prince, it is bleeding for some reason. And I think, Geist, you're frozen because of, you get a lot of psychic feedback from this. Loyal, you feel just this overwhelming presence as the Last Prince gets consumed. This horrible, horrible feeling that your cowardice brought this about. And like, you know, you're getting flashbacks to like Retribution. How like this, once again, this thing is in your mind, this horrible alien presence. And it finishes eating the Last Prince, torn them from limb, dead. You see the pilot just like in shreds in the hands of whatever this new thing is.
Another cluster is slain, boys.
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
Positive. Let's pull out.
And it takes the body of this pilot and it mashes it into the cockpit, like in pieces, like shoving like raw meat into like something. And it rushes at you, Loyal. It literally fucking goes past Geist and is just rushing at you. You're in a desperate position and you're going to take the level 2 harm in addition to that. Flashing back.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, that's really fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't even expect that to happen. You literally checked. I was coming to this episode. I said we're not going to do another supernatural thing, but if they check all these boxes, it'll happen. And I was like,
he did literally say that to me. For the record, we talk about this more game a lot.
Okay, I know.
Okay,
I know what I've got to do.
How do I resist this, or can I?
yeah, you can resist this. You can always resist it.
Yeah. What do you resist flashing back with?
I would say.
Soon.
I guess I got to tell you. This would probably be an insight.
Resolve. Would it be resolved? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, resolve.
Resolve.
Yeah, resolve.
Correct.
Yeah.
I need to have resolve here.
This.
Okay. I would like to attempt to resist this with
The
whatever
gnarliest
resolve
things-
I still have in my little dolphin mind.
The gnarliest things happen to you, Ewan.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Very unlucky dolphin.
Okay, so you suffer 3 stress.
Okay.
So good. You have plenty of stress left. So.
I don't actually.
Oh, you don't? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
Yeah.
Are you not marking
No,
it?
I got this upside down. Sorry.
Are you not marking it on the
Oh, I
Google
keep
sheet?
forgetting. I've been marking on the other sheet.
That's
So
fine.
that.
Oh.
You should have. You cleared all. You started this with no stress. 'Cause
Oh.
when you trauma out, you get all your stress back.
Okay. I
Yeah.
should have done that then.
So you started at a clean 0, and I don't know if you spent some to help a couple times.
Yeah, I've spent I think 3
Yeah.
stress.
So put yourself
far.
at 6.
Okay. I'll do
6
that.
total.
I just got really
Um,
scared. I was like, I'm traumatized out.
Yeah,
Again.
because I inflicted so much fucking stuff on you just now, I'm going to say this does not go down to level 1. It just goes away.
Okay.
You snap yourself out of it. You have enough trauma from the last mission. Your brain just doesn't have room for it. It's like we don't have time to process this. We gotta fight. I think Geist gets to go now.
Yeah, I think he does. So Geist was like paralyzed, right? When this thing happened, he was kind of like overcome by the bad vibes.
Yeah, you got the overwhelming urge to kill Loyal. Like undeniably.
Oh.
And I think it merged with Martyrdom for a brief minute there. There was a connection open between all of you that felt very bad. Like, you know, you're not a psychic, but that was forced upon you, which is very bad. You feel like thoroughly violated in your mind.
My idea is that Geist is he's in the frame of the changeling, and he's like trying so hard. He's like gripping the 2 control yokes again so hard that they start cracking a little bit under his augmetic grip. And he's paralyzed. He can't move, and he's going to just through sheer willpower reach a hand out and flick on the rage system, the reflex adjustment and guidance engine. because he's like stuck, he's paralyzed, and he just needs to shake himself out of it, and shit has gotten completely fucked up. So he's flipping the sicko mode switch again, and he's just going to go bananas on this giant mech again. Part of it, I think, is like his hubris of like, all right, this is another virtue that I can kill. But he's activating rage mode, and he's going to rush up behind it as it goes for loyal and just try his level best to beat the shit out of it. Like, I imagine when the rage system activates, it's like those cheesy like Dragon Ball Z segments where like they're punching like a million times a second really, really fast. It's just like that.
Sure. One thing I'll add, just to give you some good news, the other mech, the other disciple of martyrdom, has left.
He's like, fuck this.
You don't need to worry about him. He has taken himself out of commission. That makes it sound like he killed himself. He's.
That wouldn't feel unusual to me with like the unified child death seizures happening. A random mech pilot blowing his own brains out doesn't seem
that's a little more normal.
out of scene.
Yeah, he's gone. He's I don't know what he's doing, but he's not a threat anymore.
He's not here.
He left.
I'm surprised he didn't try and kill Loyal.
Yeah. There was a lot of traumatic things happening all at once for him, I think.
Okay. Cool, good for him. I'm gonna try and fucking shadow box this guy.
Hell yeah.
All right. Shadowboxing a Virtue, episode 2.
Oh, I love to do it, but this time I'm not like nearly in a coma again.
Yeah,
so
you want to push yourself.
I already have. What does the rage system do? I think the rage system already gives me increased effect. And my battle is up to level 3 now because of that ability we took.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just gonna let it ride. I think I'm just gonna try and battle him with my great effect and see if I can't nip this little problem in the bud. Is this fucked up enough that I am in a desperate position?
This is absolutely fucked up enough that you're in a desperate position, and
I love it.
I will give you some bad news: is that your effect is only standard because of the tier difference between you and a Virtue.
That is completely fair. I think I'm gonna take it. I think I'm gonna take it anyways.
Do it.
Do it. I mean,
yeah,
standard ain't bad.
Yeah, no, standard ain't bad at all. I still have my boosted reactor, but I think I'll save that for a rainy day. Maybe I can yeet this guy out of the roof later. Okay, desperate, standard, 3 dice. Let's see it. Partial success, I'll take it.
Okay.
I don't. So here's the bad news. My XP track is full, so I don't even benefit from this desperate action.
That's too bad, isn't it?
Well. Yeah, there she goes.
All right, we do 2 ticks to this guy's clock.
These are with his punch fists, by the way. He's got his impact drivers back, new improved, and he's...
Oh, yeah.
So the last prince's clock is now a 8-step clock, and it has been retitled to The King Returneth.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, it's fine.
I hope we can stop the king from returnething, maybe.
Yeah, you punch the shit out of this thing, and you are because of your vignette and like the surgery you underwent, which makes you closer to your machine. This is disturbingly like punching a person. Like you swear you feel flesh giving way when you strike this thing with your mech. Yes. And like you feel like that visceral satisfaction of like getting in a fist fight. Now it's disconcerting. But like you feel good. It's like you feel like violent. And so you have the Death Wish consequence.
I do. What do you got for me?
I think you are angry. I think you are very angry, and I think you are punching so hard, like you are ignoring a lot of warnings from your frame saying that you are exceeding its like inertia tolerance levels. You are like breaking your frame's hands on this thing. And it's just like falling apart in front of you. Actually, I'm gonna give you an extra tick. Just cause. And the consequence is that you are damaging yourself. You're going to take the level 2 damage fracturing.
Fuck. All right. Let me take a look at what I got here. My fucking force shield is still junked from last time. Would this be, I guess it doesn't matter if this is expertise or acuity to resist, because it's still going to be a 2 quirk penalty, and that's the last quirks I can spend. God. I might drunk my machine gun.
Not the fine machine gun.
Yeah, I realized that like the fine machine gun is cool and it's useful to have, but I just love narrating being like a psycho boxer robot more than shooting people with a gun. So I'm gonna junk the fine machine gun.
Sure. I only gave you a level 2 harm, as you probably noticed.
Yes.
Because I think he bowls you. I think you're all outside now. It has like rushed outside, and you have rushed outside after it.
Yeah.
And this probably isn't going to sound like a consequence, but the bone pickers are here too.
Oh no.
And that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Okay, I want to go back to the inside team. Sorry. Just awakening some terrible horrors in the yard. I think you guys hear this.
Yeah, did you hear that?
I might feel it.
Like, Joseph, I imagine you, like, when you leapt down the hallway and killed those 2 guys, I think you landed back in the observation hallway. And so, like, you're just, like, on top of these guys, and you see, essentially, the corpse of God reawaken temporarily in the yard.
I think Joseph is like killed these guys on top of him and he hasn't even gotten up. He's like still on top of them, knife in the throat, and just like staring wide-eyed at it. He's never seen a robot bleed, and he has many questions.
I bet you do. I also think you get this faint, and this is probably particularly strange for you. You feel that anger as well, like, which, you know, that raises a lot of questions about your existence as a person when a psychic effect can affect you like that.
Sure does. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, you and Hex, what are you going to do?
How are you feeling, Hex? Is there anything else? I mean, you're blinded right now, right? But you're picking stuff up.
Yeah, Hex is trying to gather more intel and is counting on you to come help in a bit.
I think just because I don't want to have you guys stuffed in an office while all the exciting thing happens again, I think you set it up in such a way that they have stopped burning things. I think you can get. I think you've gotten all that you could get at this point.
Okay,
you've gotten a lot. You got your 2 things, and you got a lot of the paperwork about those 2 things. I would say at this point you could do whatever you want. You could pull out. You could call on your frames if you even want to. Maybe they're nearby. Who knows? Or you could push it, and you could try to like really like stick your hands into the fire. Try to get like the last of this information. That is up to you.
Hex is by the book. He's gonna try it.
But I'm going to say this, Hex, just to add to the scene a little bit. The people inside this room are acting irrationally now. They are like violent. You see like one guy bump into another guy and he stabs him.
Oh God.
And you feel like you're very good at controlling your emotions, as we've shown and stuff, but you feel pissed off too. You feel this like urge to hurt people that you manage to suppress, but it is there.
Huh. And so by going for the extra intel, he's probably going to piss someone off on the way.
If you don't get a perfect success, you are going to get hurt by these people who are literally blind because of the flash brain, but are like groping around, striking things. You know, some guy's fucking punching a wall.
You know, Hex likes those odds, but let me see what he would roll.
Could I run in there and like watch his back while he does this last thing?
A little aid?
Or is that like...
That'd be an aid. There's a thing called a setup action as well. If you want to, like, you take an action and it'll just give him a bonus.
Sure. I'm wondering
there's still a chance. I mean, yeah. What were you thinking?
I was thinking, like, imagining, like, I'm going to put my back to his while he searches, and I'm just going to have my knife out. Like, anyone who gets close, I'm going to robo-assassin, just, like, stab him in the neck, and then be like, keep going.
You're blind, so it's really easy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like I'm in an advantageous position because I have robot eyes, so I'm fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can aid him, but aiding him will trauma you out.
Yeah, that's the
it's
thing,
two.
huh?
Oh no.
I will say, having trauma isn't the worst thing in the world. It gives you extra XP.
But then I'm out of the mission, and I don't want to leave Brian hanging.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
So you could try. You could try like just saying you're there for the time being. And I don't know. It's up to you, really.
I mean,
choices.
I'm imagining Brian takes his roll, there's a reaction, and then I could react to that if I'm not going immediately.
What if you had like a really long robot claw and you just reached it for me, you know?
That's true. And I have like 14 guns on all my arms too. I could just shoot them all.
You could also just prowl and try to like do this as well with him. Like you're both taking the same action if you want.
I would like to defend him more. Could I like prowl and could I just, instead of taking an aid, could I just take a move that is prowl that's like, I'm going to try to kill someone who's close to him?
There's apparently there's a teamwork action, which is you guys both do an action together and you would take the consequences he would get in his place. You'd roll whatever you want to roll, and anything that would happen while Hex does this would go on you instead. Like you would receive the consequences.
I got your back, Brian.
Which is kind of what you're describing, right? Like,
okay.
Yeah. I'll protect you.
All right, let's do prowl.
I'll do prowl.
Yeah. I think let's just do it for that. I don't want to look up the rules. I'll look it up later. But yeah, let's do that. Let's both of you roll prowl.
Risky standard. Let's go.
Who's leading it? Who's going to take the stress if you?
How much? I'm 2 away.
I'm 1 away.
Okay, I'll take it. Wait, is it 2 stress that I get or just 1?
It's you can only get 1.
Okay,
unless you both fail.
Okay, well I'll do it then because if I just get 1, I'll still be okay and I can help you. I don't trauma out. So what am I doing then? Prowling.
Yeah, let's just have you both roll prowl and we'll just resolve it. I don't want to look up the rules. We were short on time anyways. Ooh, 6 and a failure. Okay, so take 1 stress, Joseph.
Oh, we're so close.
This is a group opportunity.
Adam, we're 1 away.
Hey! The bar. Remember the bar.
Okay, I'll give you a couple options now, Brian. You can either get one of the last 2 remaining items, like an okay amount of information on it, I would say, because you're at 4 ticks of the clock. You got there pretty late. So you kind of have partial information on a lot of this. So you can get better information on the Enzyme Omicron or Remnants of Martyrdom project, or you can save some information about the Phase 1 movement plan or the maps of the West City.
Oh, I thought I already got a lot of those first 2 you said. So
you got a lot of it, but I would say like some of it has been thrown away. You get like a very great amount of information about them.
I feel like
we'll also grab the last one.
Could be good.
So the third separate one.
There's 2, yeah.
Or which one was it? The movement one between the cities.
The Phase 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you saved that. Got it. Which is good. You got that one is important. Well, they're all important. Anyways. Okay, you guys managed to save it. And I think you get in there, you get what you need, you realize there's nothing left to save and it's getting dicey and you are now out. You are in, I would say, a controlled position, personally, out of that room. What are your next moves? What do you had to do after this? Like, you're not going to roll yet.
I was thinking, like, the thing I was going to do if Brian didn't go for it, I was going to call someone, I don't know what the other guys are doing, but I was assuming then if they're busy, I was going to call, like, the bone pickers and say, like, can you lead a distraction so then we could safely, like, exit and then get to our frames and then we can assist, you know? That was my original plan.
Yeah, but now the bone pickers are involved in the fight.
All of them?
Yes, that was part of the consequence. Unfortunately.
Okay, so we don't have anyone who could call in to assist us. We're just alone.
You have the raptors, your soldiers.
Okay.
They could cover you.
I'm thinking we just need to. And where are our frames? Are they like with Worthy up top?
They're wherever you want them to be.
I
However you want
floated
them.
the idea of having everybody else's frames loaded into the ship ready for airdrop. I believe in the briefing.
I like that idea. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. I would just give that to you since you kind of mentioned it already.
Yeah, drop
So
it.
then, I was thinking, call up what do they call Razorhawks? What are they called?
The Raptors.
The Raptors, and then say like, we need to get to our frames. We're stuck inside with valuable intel. Can you give us some covering fire as our frames drop, and we can jump in?
You hear Captain Spud respond. He says, "I got you, man. Don't worry about it."
How's that guy?
Hurt
And
my
so,
teeth.
since he inherits your tier, so I'm going to roll one die. Actually, someone else should roll it. Someone roll me a d6.
Go.
I'll do it.
Hey, 6!
Yeah, he. I think he even like faster than you could even imagine. You're like heading for the nearest exit, and he like kicks open the door. He's like a gas mask on, and like a dead clusterist comes through the door as he like shoots him through it. He's like, "Right this way, sir." Takes a hit of a fat joint.
He's so
I cannot admit that he's cool. I'm enemies with this man.
Yes.
He's owning you by being so suave.
He is. Fucking hell.
Yeah, you guys both get out, and you are going to be in your frames for the next scene. And we're going to get back to the bad place where things are hurting.
I'm so scared.
No, it's good.
Loyal.
Oh, it's good.
Your friends, the Bone Pickers, have shown up and are trying to kind of
Pick my bones.
surround this, which we're going to call the King Returneth. That's his full name. Not Martyrdom, just mind you. And they're trying to do it right in front of you. Geist is punching the back of this frame with reckless abandon, like a man possessed. But, Martyrdom's just not Martyrdom. The frame's just kind of taking it. What do you do?
So, Loyal's instinct is to usually scan things to learn more about them in order to figure out how best to attack. But thinking about how that happened the last time he was met with a supernatural entity that he attempted to scan, I don't think he's going to do that this time. I think he's just gonna try to attack center of mass with his drill.
Yes.
He's gonna turn his brain off and
Yes.
just attack.
Finally, Loyal has learned the lesson that Geist has been trying to teach him all along. That violence
Fight
really is the
always.
answer.
Violence really is the answer. Okay, and I don't have much stress left to spend, but since
Well, you
Geist is
spend-
punching this guy,
You spend quirks.
you spend quirks. That's true.
Yeah, spend a quirk, punch him up.
Yeah. Spend a quirk, punch him up.
Yeah, I'll use my my ominous appearance quirk. Just
Sure.
the fact that I'm big, I'm alien too, and I have a drill. It's kind of
Yeah.
a weapon.
All right. Is anyone helping? I don't know if anyone can.
I mean, Geist is
Geist
punching him in the
can.
back right now. That's
Is
helping.
Geist coherent enough to help?
I
is the
think,
question.
unfortunately,
I will
you
not
have a
answer
death
it.
wish.
Uh,
I'm going to have to use that against you here.
That's fine. That's fair. I didn't resist those consequences, so I will accept the.
mhm.
I will accept them.
But I'm in desperate.
Yes, you are in
Standard.
desperate. Standard. I will say standard because the bump pickers are here to assist you.
Okay, cool.
And the bone pickers have died right there. That's terrible fucking news. Failure. 1-3. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mahogany Cola,
I'm sorry.
You're the Boba Fett of this universe.
No.
Yeah, I think. Shit.
Possible.
You go to attack him, and he's not moving. Like he's just there's like you get closer and closer with your drill. Your drill goes in, even like just the tip of it, and you notice like he hasn't not been moving. He's been tensing. Like all those little red wires on his skin are just like pulling against the rest of the metal, cutting into it. It's like ready to burst, like super tight coil of wire, and you realize too late this is happening. And the worst part is that your drill is what is going to set off this tension. Because that sharp damage, that piercing is what's going to cut it. The punching from Geist is just not going to set it off. But you get pushed out of the way. Mahogany Cola, he sees it. He's an engineer. He's the engineer. And he pushes you out of the way, and you go flying to the side. You get barely winged by what comes next. So you're going to take the level 1 damage, scuffed, scratched. That's it. But not him. The wires explode outwards in a big, violent cutting motion. And before you even do any scans, before you even like fully look at what happens, you know there's no getting out of it. It's like he's in pieces. The frame is in pieces, just like diced, like on a cutting board. And he's gone.
Can we resist that consequence?
Of course, you can resist it.
Yeah, please resist it. I can't lose him now like this.
Not be in pieces, right?
Yeah, you can resist them separately, your damage and him being in pieces.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out.
I would say that was going to be a expertise resistance.
Yeah. I'm thinking so as well. Okay, I'm just...
Check 2 more of your quirks, so you're going to be used up all your quirks.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you can, if you take any more actions in your mech, you risk going into breakdown. We can get into that when it's your turn next. How do you think you resist it? Do you, like, just push him away? Do you take some of the damage yourself with your shield?
Yeah, I would take it with my shield.
Sure.
I would try to do a combination of a grapple and a activate shield, since I am in immediate close combat with the drill. Grab this mech as it is exploding, I suppose, and try to absorb the damage with my own frame.
Yeah, you managed to deflect a lot of it. It wasn't a good situation. You were already in there when it went off, but you get knocked to the side, but you kind of like bring up a shield while he's trying to go into you, and you like lean into it a little bit. It still gets into him, like bad. He is not chopped up completely, and you can tell that by the screams that come over the comms. He's like howling in pain. There's like no signal coming through because of this intense haze field around you, but he's at least alive, and we'll see what his quality of life is after.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay.
Geist's turn.
Geist. It's Geist's turn. Yeah, so not martyrdom. Just exploded. His like front half is now this like burst open. I don't know if you've ever seen those like weird, like satisfying TikTok videos where they like cut into like string and it kind of like all frizzles up.
Love those.
Yeah, right?
I don't know those.
Well, it's cool. Like when you cut really tight string, it like kind of frizzles up and like pops out and makes this like weird fuzzy outburst.
Okay,
that's what the front of this frame looks like now. And you do get the impression that like it is actually actively falling apart. Like this thing is not coherent. There's something about it that is being drained away gradually.
Okay. So Geist is still flying high. Frame system is rage system still active. He's a little upset. I mean, I feel like his emotional state, he's normally not like the most level guy when it comes to fighting clusterists, although he does have cold. Maybe, I don't know. One day I'll swap it out for vicious, I think, or maybe when I get vicious as my third trauma. But so he liked Mahogany Cola quite a lot, and so I think he's kind of like between like all this weird like these horrible vibes flying around and the fact that he just watched a dude that he really liked get diced, and the fact that his frame is using its like software suite that makes him want to kill at the exclusion of his own well-being. He's pretty fucking mad. So I think what I want him to do is fall back on his old standby, and I want him to use the grapple anchor tool. This is a repeat kind of his first move. I want him to grapple this fucked up martyrdom frame thing, and I want him to swing it around, and I want to activate my boosted reactor core to have Geist, while he has him grappled, kind of swing him to the side and then fly back into the factory as fast as he can. But because of the way that like the tension is on the line, it's going to swing the frame into the wall next to the hole. So basically just like swing him by using his mech's super turbo boosted fine mobility suite as like momentum, just basically swing him around in like a 360 degree, like a 180 degree arc through a solid concrete wall in an attempt to destroy it.
Okay.
Could I maneuver? Would you accept that as my action? Or would it be battle? I mean, I have more dice in battle, but maneuver feels like it fits better.
I think you are engaging him in close combat. You're not trying to like... I think this is a battle. I think it's definitely a battle.
Okay, sure. Can I still use the boosted reactor, though?
Yeah.
Speed or agility? Because like the damage is like the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speed. Okay. Cool. So I think I'm probably going to push myself as well. So that should boost my effect. I can only do this once, but that should boost my effect from limited up to great. Because it's boosted twice, because I'm pushing myself with my fine mobility suite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's get this motherfucker. Here we go. I'm going to check off my unpredictable boosters to say that there's a slight delay as they fire, so it doesn't go quite the way you'd expect. This is battle. I got an extra die. Am I still desperate? It really doesn't... It doesn't matter for XP, but it will matter for how bad things get when I inevitably get 4 2s.
Yes, it is desperate, especially because you were throwing him where the children are.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm old and reckless. I don't care.
I mean, the soldiers are?
Yeah, the childs. Well, I mean, they're child mechanics. I don't know if that's quite... I don't know if that'll play as well.
Oh, they repair the enemy. Nice.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, I'm just procrastinating. Let's see. Yes! 6, 4, 2, 3. Boom!
So yes.
Turbo speed. I'm getting him away from my dead friend, my dying friend.
Correction, dying friend.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's not dead.
Yes, you manage to swing him inside. You pull him back. You feel he feels different now. It's a lot less meaty. Like the sense of weird flesh reality or whatever that was being tapped into is starting to definitely fall away now. You swing it and it's just a hunk of metal, and you throw it through the wall, collapses into it. It like falls apart. It's like dropping like a Lego construction. Like all the anima that is in this thing is just, it's barely any left. And like it hits the wall and it just looks like a corpse. It feels like it's just been a hallucination. And although the clock hasn't been completely filled, I am going to end it there. Because this is not a permanent situation with this frame. Yeah, and there's no blood. There's no blood anymore. You're just covered in oil. That's it.
What about the pool that was on the floor of the factory?
Just oil.
Are the kids still dead?
Yep.
Wake up.
Still dead.
Wake up, you morons. It's just oil. Jesus Christ.
Done.
It's like
It wasn't real.
of the 50 children, I think maybe 16 are dead. The rest are like have fled, or are in the office or something.
Okay.
And Mahogany's screams are like muted now. Like the onboard like comm link like is programmed to mute screams after a few seconds. You have the bone pickers here. They have, and you rolled really well with the raptors. So I'm honestly going to say I think you have completed it. You eventually find where that other pilot went, and he is curled up in a mixture of the fetal position and like a worshipping position. Just like a gnarled little mass of a man. Alive, but he's kind of lost his marbles. And there are a lot of dead bodies. Like the raptors did a good job. Their bone pickers did a good job, if you want to call it a good job. You have a lot of prisoners. And you have most of the intel. Not all of it. A lot of it got burned, but you got what you got. And I think Joseph and Geist and Joseph and Hex, you get to your frames, and you come back, suit up, and the fighting is basically over. But you do see Mahogany Cola. They like pull him out of his frame, and it's pretty horrific. Like the frame was bisected, and he was in part of the bisection, and he is missing his legs. I will say.
Welcome to the club, pal.
It's not so bad.
They took his legs.
Joseph's probably pops out of his thing, but he doesn't rush over. He's just like staring from a rubble pile from afar, not sure what to do. He's just like watching this happen.
Yeah, Hex whinges from inside his mech, but he's still pretty wary, kind of surveying the scene.
I feel like Geist kind of timeouts himself. Like, well, as like the rage system like slowly deactivates, he wants to make sure that he doesn't like, kick a child over the horizon or accidentally punch a friendly mech. So he just like kind of takes a time out for a second while the system reboots.
So funny.
I'm going to give you a little bit right now. I don't have like a big write-up for the intel you got, but I do have like the spark notes of it. And I'll probably in the next episode, I'll tell you like in more detail. But so they were using children to implement some scrap they got from Martyrdom. Just like scrap. Like some internal components they managed to salvage before it got taken away. And they were running into issues utilizing it. They couldn't get it to perform what they wanted, and they're having issues with morale. And people were a little upset about the children. And even though the children were best at finding the, as they say, appropriate parts. The other document references a terrorist organization called Gold House, which provided the clusterists very recently with that yellow gas you saw in the refinery. Which was pretty nasty stuff. I did a lot of bad stuff to a lot of, just employees there. Like, has some intel on their operations on the planet and how they think that they're partnering with the clusterists. I guess who's going over this information?
I was probably going to say Joseph's probably like attending to things, so Hex is probably doing it. I think Joseph's like attending
Hex is our intel guy.
Yeah, Joseph's going to look after the dolphin.
Like you're heading back and like you're like looking over this information, which you know that name, Joseph.
I'm not saying anything, okay? I've been keeping quiet. I've been being good.
Yeah, that vignette will technically come out before this episode, but
okay,
and then you get to those flyers that you saved, which I think was a very good choice. The other one was very tempting though. Which are encouraging clusters to move into the River Valley away from the Peacekeepers. And there's like a note attached to it. And it says probably something like, we need them to think it's their idea before we do more extreme measures. And it's like a photocopied handwritten note, and it is signed Pierce Sunspire, who is the general of the cluster's forces.
That traitor.
Ooh.
But what that means, who knows? And that was it.
Ooh. Old, huh?
Machines. Hey, why do you hate dolphins so much, huh? You want to explain that?
I think it's just psychic characters are really fun to torture for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next time we'll do the downtime episode where you all go back and we, go over everything we found. But until then, thank you all for playing. Another fun one. Sorry for going into horror again. Well, I didn't plan it, but it was there. And I will see you all next time. And I'm going to end my recording.
Thanks for running.
Say bye.
Yeah, say bye. I like the bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you get any of that?
No, none of it.